Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the IROC series presented by More Freedom Trucking. Today we are here at Darlington, South Carolina for IROC Darlington. This is going to be race number 2 in the season in the IROC series, season 2. There's only 8 races in the series, so let's go through your top 10 in points real fast. Your current points leader in the IROC series is going to be number 25 at JTM 2588. Second place would be the 07 of Douche Baggins. Third will be the 72 of Duchess. Fourth will be the number 420 at Queen of Hearts. Fifth will be the 96 of Nico 2588. Sixth will be the number 13 of King of the Aces. Seventh will be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Eighth will be the 660 of Garrett Miller. Ninth will be the number 80 of Hog Eric. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be the number 8 of Moon Bunny. So that's your current top 10 in points for the IROC series. No team points here, so I mean, at this point, let's go racing. Let's go through your starting positions today for IROC Darlington. So starting on the pole is going to be the number 69 of Arco Creates. On his outside will be the number 72 of Duchess. Starting third will be the number 80 of Hall Garrick. And on his outside, the number 777 of Seabass. Starting fifth will be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. And on his outside, the points lead, or her outside, the points lead of the 25 of JTM. Starting seventh will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts. And on her outside will be the 660 of Garrett Miller. Starting ninth will be the 96 of Nico 2588. And on his outside, the 07 of Douche Baggins. Starting 11th will be the number 13 of King of the Aces. And on his outside, the 8 of Moon Bunny. And starting 13th, shotgun on the field, is going to be the number 1 of Jamal Jackson. So that's your starting lineup today here for IROC Darlington. I don't know. I want to say IROC Talladega just then. I don't know. My brain's not working. My brain's not working right now. So Arco is going to be leading us down to take this green flag here today. We have 37 laps of hopefully green flag action here at Darlington. The track too tough to tame, the lady in black, all those things. We're going to see if we get any Darlington stripes here today. I believe G3 had a rough race in this last season for the More Freedom series. I can't quite remember, but Arco's going to lead us down to take the green flag, and we are underway here at Darlington for this IROC series race as Arco breaks out to currently just a little bit of a lead. Right behind him is going to be that number 80 of Hall Garrick and the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. The 72 of Duchess sliding back right now as Eric in that dump and roll racing slides up in front of her. Down to the bottom of the track he goes. Right behind the number 69 of Arco Creates is that 80 of Hall Garrick. 2-car breakaway right up here at the front as Arco is going to lead our first lap here at Darlington for IROC. Let's bring up your timing and scoring. As always, top 10 will be on the left, and your favorite driver will be scrolling across the top as Arco and Eric are currently just breaking away from the rest of the pack right now. As G3 is getting a little bit of a run. Pushing the wrong buttons here. Let's get back up here to the front. We're seeing so much of the pace car that it's insane as Eric trying to get down to the inside of that 69 of Arco Creates, down the front stretch, backstretch, into turns 3 and 4. So Darlington, if you don't know, the turn 1 and 2 is actually different than 3 and 4. So they can go a little bit faster through 1 and 2 than they can through 3 and 4. And so you'll hear them slow down through 3 and 4 as opposed to 1 and 2 as the number 80 of Hall Garrick down to the inside. Here comes that number 3 of Geek Girl Games closing up as fast as she can down to the inside. Into 3 and 4 they go, slowing down for this turn. Here comes that number 80 of Hall Garrick and the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Eric down to the inside. G3 right behind him as they drag race down the front stretch. Down into 1 and 2 they go. G3 pushing Eric along through 1 and 2. Here comes the 420 of Queen of Hearts as G3 thinking about dropping down to the inside of that 80 of Hall Garrick. 420 at Queen of Hearts with a great run down into 3 and 4. Down to the inside of that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Let's see if she can hold it on the outside right now as the 420 at Queen of Hearts in her drag race down the front stretch. The high line through 3 and 4 is a little bit better than the high line through 1 and 2. The low line through 1 and 2 is going to be better. And you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. As we have lots of action back here in the back of the pack as the 13 of King of the Aces right there getting into the position behind the 420 of Queen of Hearts. And the 72 of Duchess right there. We're going to see what's going on back here in the very back of the pack as the 8 of Moon Bunny for Douche Motorsports right there hooked up with her teammate, the 07 of Douche Baggins, as they power around the, let's see, what is that? That's the 96 of Nico. And 69 of Arco Creates, who was your pulse hitter, has just fallen like all the way back to the back as the number 72 of Duchess down to the inside right now. On that 13 of King of the Aces, your current leader is still going to be that 80 of Hog Eric. You're on lap 7 of 37. So King of the Aces getting passed right now by the 72 of Duchess, the 777, the number 1, and the number 8 of Moon Bunny. So Moon Bunny down to the inside. Down into 3 and 4 they go. Here comes that 07 of DB right behind her. Let's see if King can push hard off of 3 and 4. Looks like possibly, nope, Moon Bunny is going to take that position away here on the scoring as she drops down way down to the inside right there. Jumping back up into the front. Your leader is still that number 80 of Hog Eric as Geek Girl Games and Queen of Hearts. I almost called her Queen of Aces. They're drag racing down the back stretch onto the front stretch, crossing the stripe right there. The 7-7 of Seabass down to the inside as the 72 of Duchess falling back through 1 and 2. We'll see if we can we'll see if G3, Queen, Seabass, and Jamal can get hooked up right here. Maybe possibly get some drafting going on and catch up to that 80 of Hog Eric here as we complete lap number 10. So Arco, starting on the pole, has fallen all the way back to last position right now. So not awesome for him as he's currently last in points. Not great day. I mean, he had a great start. He led 3 laps, and then Eric was able to get around him. And Eric has led every single lap since. As the 420 of Queen gets around G3, and she has fallen back right now into the clutches of Duchess and Moon Bunny. So Duchess and Moon Bunny, and so we got Douche Motorsports right here, drag racing down the backstretch with the 72, the 8, and the 07. Down to the 3 and 4 they go. The 8 on the outside, her team owner, the 07 of Douche Baggins, down to the inside. One to the front stretch. We'll see what King of the Aces does right here with the 96 of Nico right behind him. Actually, that's the 96. I thought it was the 25 there for a second. I was looking at timing and scoring. Let's jump back up here to the front as the 420, the 777, and the number 1 are looking to track down your leader, the number 80 of Hog Eric. Eric with a fantastic rate, like driving, because all these cars are equal. So it's not that Eric has a better car today. All these cars are equal. Eric is just driving better in this car today. But with that drafting help, here comes that 420, the 777, and the number 1 as they are literally just knocking off the time, the seconds, the tenths of a second off of Eric's lead as Queen pushes down into 3 and 4. The 7-7 of Seabass looking to get underneath her right now. Let's see what Jamal does as Seabass down the front back stretch. Jumps back into line right behind that 420 at Queen of Hearts. The passing, I think the passing is going to be on, like, you need to get that draft down the front stretch and then get your pass into the turn into 1 and 2. because 3 and 4 is just, the high line through 3 and 4 is just so much better than the low line. And that's what makes that's actually what makes this track great, is that 1 and 2 are different than 3 and 4. So you're going to see different racing in both corners, and it makes for like a strategy for these drivers. Knocking off these laps as we got 21 to go. We're getting very, very close to halfway with that number 80 of Hall Garrick still leading the race, as the 420, the 777, and the number 1, if they can just stay hooked up right now, stay behind that number, stay in the line, toe the line, and get that draft from the 80. They're going to be able to pull in. They're going to be able to get possibly get to that pass, because I mean, you know, there's no caution, or there's cautions. There's no pit stops in this race. So this is just driver skill to get to the front, to get that win. And right now, Eric is doing the best he can to just drive the wheels off that number 80 and keep in front of the 420 and the 777, as they are almost to the back bumper of that number 80 of Hall Garrick, like inching ever closer right now. Let's jump back through this pack, see what's going on back here. Single file action mostly through, as Arco's still going to be in last place. Points lead to the 25 of JTM. The winner at Daytona, currently running 12th on the day. So Eric is currently in the 9th in points, as we have ticked past halfway here in the race. So your leader at halfway is at 80 of Hall Garrick, as the 420 of Queen of Hearts right now to his bumper. And we've got almost a 5-car draft, as Queen right to the bumper of that number 80 of Hall Garrick. We're going to see if she has anything for Eric as this race winds down with only 17 laps to go. Eric currently in the catbird seat, as Queen thinking about it into the turn. Doesn't drop down to the inside. We're going to see what she does on the front stretch out of turn 4. Getting that draft on the 80 of Hall Garrick, that 420 of Queen of Hearts, the 777, and the number 1 of Jamal Jackson. Right behind them is going to be the number 8, the 72, and the 07, Douche Motorsports. They're almost all hooked up here, nose to tail, to try to catch up to that front 4. So I don't know if Queen is just waiting right now, or if what her plan of attack is as this race winds down here with 15 laps to go. With your leader still that 80 of Hall Garrick, he has led the most laps. So I mean, he's looking at 15 bonus points right now, leading a lap, leading at halfway, and leading the most laps. But is he going to win this race, as that 420 of Queen of Hearts, who does have a pretty darn good car? We're going to see if she has anything, or even tries to get around that 80 of Hall Garrick. As now all 3 Douche Motorsports cars have come together, as the 96 of Nico has gotten around that 3 of Geek Girl Games here in the last few laps. So Douche Motorsports nose to tail pretty much. It's single file for all these cars, as I think Eric is just a touch slower than the rest of the field, and I'm curious to see if that 420 tries to make the pass here, as she is just right there to the bumper. You know, like 12 laps to go, as the 77 to Seabass, the 777 to Seabass, he's tired waiting on that 420 at Queen of Hearts. He's down to the inside. Oh, race down the back stretch. I'm sorry, the front stretch. The 1 of Jamal Jackson down to the inside, as that's allowing that 80 of Hall Garrick to get a breakaway from this pack. Seabass down to the inside. The 1 of Jamal Jackson, the 8 of Moon Bunny, drag racing down the backstretch, trying to take second away from that 420 at Queen of Hearts. Queen on the outside, Seabass on the inside. Seabass getting a nose out in front here on the front stretch. This is a great situation right now for the 80 of Hall Garrick as we dive down in the 1 and 2. That 8 of Moon Bunny. Here comes the 96 of Nico. He's pushing underneath that 420. Followed right behind him is going to be that 3 of Geek Girl Games. And in the picture now is going to be that 660 of Garrett Miller. So Seabass able to get around that 420 along with the 8 and the 6 and a multitude of others. Actually, just the 8, the 6, and the 96. Queen able to get down behind the 96 of Nico, last season's More Freedom Series champion. So 10 laps to go here, and Eric has increased his lead with that side-by-side racing to almost a second. So we're going to see in these last 9 to 10 laps if the draft by Seabass, Moon Bunny, and Nico can push Seabass up to the front and see if he can contend with this 80 of Hall Garrick, as Seabass was definitely tired of running in third, pushed his way up to second. A great battle there for the second position. And, we've got, let's check back here through the pack as Duchesses have fallen back a little bit. And so has this 07 of DB, last season's IROC Series champion. So last time around, it was 0.8 seconds, and we're down to 0.6 seconds for the lead by the 80 of Hall Garrick, as that 3, 4, 5 cars, almost 5 cars behind him in that draft are definitely going to catch up to him. So out of turn 4 with less than 10 laps to go, about 7 laps to go here at Darlington for this IROC Series race, as the 8 of Moon Bunny thinking about getting down to the inside of that 7-7 to Seabass. And she is down to the inside of the 777. Here comes that 96 of Nico. We're going to see if the 420 goes with him. Drag race down the backstretch for second place. Moon Bunny, who has had 2 second place finishes in the More Freedom Series in a row this season, is now up to second place here in the IROC Series at the 777 to Seabass, down to her inside, down into 3 and 4, or 1 and 2. Seabass powers around her, followed by the 96 and the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Here comes that 660 of Garrett Miller. So Seabass just driving the wheels off his car right now, trying to catch up to that leader, the 80 of Hall Garrick. Battles for second, third, fourth, and all the positions behind him are allowing Eric to just pull away right now, as Moon Bunny on the outside through 1 and 2. G3 and Garrett able to push around her. Here comes the 25, the points leader. Down the backstretch, he's falling right in that slipstream of the number 8. Now, I thought he was going to go with the 660, but Garrett able to get around her. So with 4-ish laps to go here at Darlington, the leader on the track is still going to be the 80 of Hall Garrick. He's about a half a second up on the 777 to Seabass, and the 96 of Nico 2588. Nico, having started in the 9th position, has worked his way up to 3rd right now. Not sure if he has what it takes to catch up to Seabass, as Seabass is knocking times off the laps. He's catching up. There we go. He's catching up to Eric as we get down into 1 and 2 with about 3 laps to go. Not sure if he's going to catch that number 80 of Hall Garrick, as Eric has really worked hard to stay out here in front, as he's led the most laps after, Arco led 3 laps to start. Eric was able to get around him, having started on third place today. Make sure we're not in our final lap. So we're going to get the white flag lap here. 0.2 of a second up over the 7.7 of Seabass, the 777 of Seabass, the 777 is that number 80 of Hall Garrick, and Seabass is almost, I think Eric's going to get this, but There's the white flag for that 80 of Hall Garrick. One more time around here for IROC Darlington. Coming from third position, the 777 is working to catch up as we hit down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Your leader on the track is the number 80 of Hall Garrick. I don't think Seabass has anything for him off of turn 4, down to take the checkered flag. Today, here for IROC Darlington is the number 80 of Hall Garrick in spectacular fashion, really able to hold off the rest of the field, and a great drive for that 777 of Seabass and the 96 of Nico. So let's go through your finishing order today here for, a little bit of contact between the 777 and the 80. Let's go through your finishing order today here at Darlington. So your winner is going to be the number 80 of Hall Garrick. Second place will be the 777 of Seabass. Third will be the 96 of Nico 2588. Fourth will be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Fifth will be the 8 of Moon Bunny. Sixth will be the 25 of JTM. Seventh will be the 72 of Duchess. Eighth will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts. Ninth will be the 13 of King of the Aces. 10th will be the 69 of Arco Creates. 11th will be the 07 of Douche Baggins. 12th will be the 660 of Garrett Miller. And rounding out your field is going to be that number 1 of Jamal Jackson. So Jamal finished exactly where he started. But again, your winner is that number 80 of Hall Garrick. Next race will be on May 8th for IROC Milwaukee. So make sure you come back for that. It should be another amazing race. It's a short track, and these drivers are just, they just want to win, so yeah. But let's go through your points real fast. So your current points will be up here on the screen. We'll see who's leading. I don't know yet. I'm going to calculate them. You'll see, you're seeing them like before me. I don't know. But yeah, there's your current points will be on the screen. And yeah, so congratulations to the number 80 of Hall Garrick. He's your winner today for IROC Darlington, and in an amazing fashion, he was able to hold off the rest of the field. So congratulations to him. And until Friday for the More Freedom Series race here at Darlington for the Darlington 74, take care.